Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel, and it is a good welcome for me in my own quiet house after spending an afternoon at my granddaughter's. It's very noisy there with 3 kids, especially the youngest one. He never shuts up. Not just shut up, he's lot of screaming and shouting and going on. And like I said bye to my granddaughter, I'm away home to my nice quiet house. And her partner Craig, can I come with you, Sheila? I says, no you can't. The reason it's nice and quiet is because it's just me there. So I am home anyway now, and I'm sorting out what I'm going to do tonight. And I have finished this morning. I finished this little cardigan here. I've got the back and the 2 fronts and the 2 sleeves. So I just have to put the neck on. It's going to be a V-neck, and I'm picking the stitches up all the way around. So I'm going to stitch the raglans first, but just the raglans, because I want to open up the whole cardigan and pick the stitches up all the way around the whole way. I don't want to pick it halfway and have a join at the back of the neck, which I would probably have to do if I was sewing the sides and the sleeves up as well. So if I just sew the raglans up, I can leave the whole lot, spread the whole lot out and pick the stitches up all the way around without any trouble. So, but that's not something I'm doing tonight, because I don't do things like that at night time. It's not the right time. My brain doesn't work properly for things like that at night time. So I've done that, and at my granddaughter's today, I took this little pattern with me to have a go at that, and I picked the wool that I'm going to do with it. I picked the green, slightly, just a little bit brighter than the green on there, but you know, you can't always get exact match. It doesn't tell you what kind of wool it's used in this pattern, what brand it is. It just tells you it's double knitting. So I picked that for the green part, which I think is a bit deeper anyway, is a bit better, and that's for the little bit lighter than the top. But I do have plenty of little odds and ends for these little bits. These are just little circles that are knitted and stitched on. So I'll work them out afterwards, and I have all the buttons. As you can see, the little sheep, the buttons. So I'll probably have to do a little test of a buttonhole before I start that, because I don't think you'll be able to do just an ordinary buttonhole for one of those kind of buttons. I think it would be difficult to get them through, so I will have to do a little test piece to find out what kind of buttonhole I'm going to have to do on there. But anyway, I got this started while I was at my granddaughter's. So I wasn't going to do anything else because of the kids. This was something that was quite easy, and it's all the back and the 2 fronts are all done in one, so I've got quite a few stitches on there. There's about 116 stitches, I think, for the whole lot. So that's a little bit of that's sorted out. Then I thought, well, I have orders which I was going to do over night time, and this, for some reason, it has turned dark, quite dull. It's probably going to rain. I've had to put my light on in my living room because it did turn quite dull, and I know just looking at this I can hardly see. I will not be able to do the black tonight. This is going to be a daytime job. So this will be for Claudette's cardigan, and as you see, it's got a lovely glitter to it. It's like a green. I think it's just one colour, the glitter. It looks like a green to my eye. So you're really close, you can see. I don't know, it's got something lighter in it here. You can see the lighter bits of colours, but there's like green, and I don't know whether maybe the other bits just aren't catching the light, but I think it's all just green in it. When I hold it, it just seems to change colour as I keep looking at it, so I think it's one colour. The glitter must change colour in it. It's a nice one anyway, but there's no way I can knit this tonight. And when I do knit this, there's no way I'm using these needles. These are the Zings, and I will not be able to see the stitches properly on there. I know this is not what I'll be needing. This is just one of the colours I have. It's another colour that's purple on there. And I have some 4mm somewhere. The 4mm is what I would be using. I think I've got them in my bag somewhere, but I am using, oh, there they are. It's going to be quite difficult for me to see the stitches on that wool. So I'm going to be using, I think it was Helen that sent these ones to me. And they're quite nice to knit with these. I've knitted with them. They're very light. There's no weight at all in them. They are going to be better because I'll be able to see the stitches. No trouble at all with those ones. And I have got quite a few things on 4mm needles at the moment anyway. So, because I think I've got 4mm in here. Yeah. And this one here is 3.75 for the green part, and it's supposed to be 3.75 the whole thing, but I might change it to 4mm when I do the blue part of it, because this is moss stitch, and moss stitch tends to go wide when you're knitting with it. So I'm going to have the same number of stitches, so I might use 4mm to finish the rest in the blue. So that's 4mm I'm going to be using on that as well. So that's three pairs of 4mm I'm going to be using. But since I can't do this tonight, I'm going to start on, till I find it, this one for Sarah. So I'll have to do a swatch for this first, because this is a nice colour I can do with a night time, no trouble at all. And I think it's a 42, I think it's a 42 inch. I have a little book somewhere with the measurements in. Oh yeah, there's it there, I've got it there. Sarah, yeah, she wants a 42 inch basket stitch. That's a basket stitch, like, not the one I'm doing on the, that mixy colour one at the moment, the smaller basket stitch, which she liked on one of the cardigans that I was wearing in one of the videos. So I'm going to do as I've never actually used this is Wilko's for a large thing. I think I've used it for little ones, so I think I better do a swatch first in the basket stitch, just to make sure I get the right stitches for that one. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, I think. But I think I'm going to make myself a drink first before I do anything else. But you know, those kids today, well, the youngest one, Eddie, is terrible. Just the noise and the screaming and the carry on of him, and sometimes I'm glad when I get back home in my own house. It's lovely and quiet here. There's nobody making any noise or anything like that. But before I go, I did have a parcel came. So the lady I'm knitting these for, Natcha, sent me. She said she had sent me a little gift from Amazon, and she said it would be arriving today. But as I was out, she messaged me while I was at my granddaughter's and asked if I had received it yet. And I said, well, I'm at my granddaughter's, you know. I says, if it's anything, one of my neighbours will probably take it in. But she said they'll probably be able to put it through the letterbox. It's not that big. So anyway, when I came back, so this was in my letterbox. I think it was folded on one side, the folded one side of it. And I'm going to show you what was in this great massive parcel. That little box, I couldn't believe the size of the packet they put that in. That paper inside there, but tore off, yeah. I mean, what a waste packing. Surely they have smaller packets that can put smaller things like that in. It didn't have to be a great big packet like that. But anyway, this was what Sue sent me. If I can get it open. large safety pins, strong safety pins. You know, they're like the little, you know, the quilt pins. They open up like that. And I do use these because I can't seem to find any very small stitch holders. This is the smallest one I have. This is what one of the ones that Sue sent me in a pack. And she must have decided to look on Amazon for anything smaller, and that was what she found. And I do use, I'll show you on this one here, this sleeve here. It's on the little cardigan that I've been doing. I'm holding the stitches on safety pins. That's what I put on. And sometimes they're very sharp, the end of these, and sometimes I do stick them in my finger when I'm putting them in. And the least thing you don't want on something you're knitting is blood. So they're going to come in very handy for that, because when I've opened them up and tested them, while they still have a sharpish point, they're not as sharp as that safety pin, because that safety pin is a lot thinner. The actual part here is a lot thinner than this one. But they come in handy for those little things. So you were very thoughtful, Sue. You must have hunted Amazon looking for things like these. So that was a nice little gift, a surprise gift that's going to come in very handy. And I laughed when I seen them though, because I've shown you this before. It's on the end of my bag, like, but that's my old quilt pin. You know, when you're kids, it's the same kind of pin as that. The quilt pin that we used to have on our quilts when we were kids. That was mine all them years ago. I still have it. It's hanging on the end of my bag here. I keep it on the end of the zip. Or the safety pins that I need. So you don't have to worry anymore, Sue. It has come. I have got what you sent me. So thank you very much. And I am going to finish this video and get on with a little swatch first and then a little bit knitting. But I won't be on to, where have I put the black? I won't be on to that one till tomorrow afternoon, because I do keep in the mornings. I keep for my little things. The afternoon, a little time in the afternoon is when I start things like this. But like I'm saying, I cannot knit that of a night time, but because I'm doing little things, this is some pink. I have been asked, the lady had asked me to do 2 little cardigans for her daughters. She bought some of my coasters, the Jubilee coasters, last week. And she asked me to do 2 little cardigans for her daughters, a 2 to 3 year old and a 3 to 4 year old, in pink, in the rosewood lace pattern. I love knitting that pattern because it's very quick to knit, because there's a lot of just plain knitting rows in between the pattern, so it's a lot quicker to knit than some other patterns that I do. And when she asked for the pink, I thought, oh, I don't think I've got any pink. You know, I knew I had 1 or 2 odd balls, but not exactly the same. That would be the same for 2 little girls, 2 little sisters. And then I remembered this. It was a pack of patterns I bought. I must have had it for about 2 years, and I'd put it to one side. I was going to knit a cardigan for myself with it. Well, there's 4 balls of this, and I think at the time I would have knit a 38 for myself, but I think I need about a 44 now, so there's no way 4 balls is going to do a one for myself now, because this patterns only has somewhere, it hasn't got as many, it tells you somewhere. Oh, there. It only has 274 meters. Well, a lot of balls like this one, this Wilco one, has 340 meters. There's a lot of difference, but the patterns is a lovely wool. I do like this patterns. It's a beautiful wool to knit with, except for a pack of white I got one time that was terrible and hard. But this, I can tell this is lovely and soft, so I'm going to do the two cardigans out of it. I'll get more than enough for this 4 bowls here, and I know there's not enough. Like I'm saying, I was keeping it for myself, but I know for a fact there's not going to be enough for me for a cardigan unless I want a short sleeved one, which I don't. I like long sleeve cardigans. At my age, you do feel the cold a bit more. It's funny, but I went out today without a jacket on. I took my jacket with me and I left it in my car when I went to my granddaughter's. It was quite mild outside. I didn't need a jacket. Come home, I went to go in my car and it was still mild and I didn't need that jacket. And as soon as I walked inside my house, I was freezing. It's cold inside this house. It just seems since I put double glazing in and that insulation in the walls and that, the inside of the house seems to have got cold. I've had to put my heating on. I'll probably keep it on for a couple of hours till it warms the house up, and that'll be it. But anyway, saying for some reason it's turned dark. It must be going to rain, I think. But it's turned dark. It was only 7 o'clock when I came home and it was getting dark and it looked like it's going to rain, and I've had to put the light on to do this video. But anyway, that's my little bit for now. Bit later today, but I will catch you up again tomorrow sometime probably. So thumbs up and subscribe, and bye for now.